What if AI could speed up your entire wedding photography workflow without taking away your creative control? Today, we're sitting down with Kaitlyn Tornello, a wedding photographer from Arizona, as she tries Polarr Next for the first time. We'll hear her unfiltered thoughts on AI in photography, how it fits into her editing workflow, and whether it could change the way she delivers images to clients. If you love hearing real-world perspectives from photographers testing new tools, hit that subscribe button and stick around. Let's jump in. Welcome back, everyone, to another video. Today, I've got a very special guest all the way from Arizona, Kaitlyn Tornello, a wedding photographer out there in Arizona. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what you do?
Yeah, hi. I'm Kaitlyn Tornello. I go by Kate's Weddings on my platforms and for my website. I shoot couples, weddings, events. I do pretty much anything people related, but couples is definitely my passion.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for about 5 years now, but as my job, full-time freelance, it's been about a little over a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, when I do these interviews and I'm looking for people, the first thing obviously is work catching my eye and just seeing the quality of work that you do. What did you start off with? Because, looking through your Instagram and website, you've got a lot of cool, like portrait work as well. And, that was something that I really wanted to reach out and talk to you about. Like, was that what you got started in and then into weddings, or how'd you get your start?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Well, I started with like a Canon T7i, just a basic starter camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started shooting with people. I honestly don't know what led me there. It was just an interest.
Yeah.
And then I moved out to California for a little bit and knew a photographer there. He had shot weddings, so I would second shoot for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I found my interest in weddings, was just helping him.
Yeah.
And then also from there was where I would work with more couples.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how it came about, really.
Nice. And so starting out second shooting, did it get to a place where you felt like you wanted to kind of take the lead and kind of be the point person to kind of lead everything? Or did you feel like more just comfortable following the lead shooter, following the lead photographer?
For a while, it definitely was like, I'll take second photographer any day. I didn't want to be the lead.
Yeah.
But he actually had asked me to be the first shooter for a wedding, because he did more so video.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was more so pushed into leading.
Yeah.
But then as I got more comfortable and confident in my own work, because I would obviously do my own stuff outside of him, I think just the more confidence I got, the more I wanted to lead, just like figuring out how I wanted to do things.
Yeah.
I'll still second shoot, but even when I'm second shooting now, I find myself taking a little bit of lead.
Yeah. I totally feel that. When I got started, there were literally 2 times I only second shot. And after the second time, I was like, I don't want to do this. I love to be the one kind of leading. Like, I want to be the one talking to the clients, hearing what they're envisioning, capturing their story. And I feel like, as a second shooter, like, props to them and everything they do. They're definitely a huge help to us. But I feel like switching that up and like being the person that coordinates with the couple, like, you just take it to that next step. And so is that kind of like what kind of started coming up for you when you started doing your own weddings?
In a way, I'd say that's great for you to find it that quick is really good. It didn't happen that fast for me. Again, I think it's just the confidence part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have found that because I'll second shoot for this company sometimes, and I don't get to talk to them. So it is like, I would rather have that connection, because we don't know the couple that well. I don't know. Yeah, I like knowing the people ahead of time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So while you were second shooting, you were doing your own portrait work. Do you feel like a lot of the poses, the way that you work with the models, your clients, did that translate over easily to weddings?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hmm. And what, like, for you, like, what are some of your favorite like poses, or maybe some things that you kind of work your clients through on a wedding day?
Mm, I feel like if I'm not sure, I'll just kind of think of the basic poses that people do.
Hmm.
But when I'm like in an actual creative mindset, I like movement. I just keep my
Mm.
couples and people moving. And I feel
Hmm.
like that works the best, especially when there's nerves going and they're
Yeah.
so distracted. I think keeping them moving and you know it's going to look good is what's best.
Hmm. All right. So I know I love this. This is good. I love kind of like unraveling just how you work and everything. So I know that you went out to LA and now you're back in Arizona.
Hmm.
Were you born and raised in Arizona?
Born and raised in Arizona. Yeah. I lived in California for a little bit over a year and
Okay.
then found myself back here.
So where you're doing weddings and stuff, is it like kind of where you grew up in a way?
What do you mean? Sorry.
So like where you're servicing venues and shooting weddings and stuff, is it like in the area that you grew up in Arizona?
Oh, kind of. I'm
Yeah.
more from like a suburb west of Phoenix,
Hmm.
45 minutes or so.
Hmm.
And now I'm in central Phoenix. So not exactly where
Okay.
more things happen in central Phoenix. So now I'm like a lot closer than I
Hmm.
would be if I was back where I'm actually from.
Okay. So I'm like more like just like downtown in the center of all the venues and hubs and things.
Definitely. Yeah, that's where everything is.
Nice. I wanted to ask that because um here in Hawaii, like everything's very like close knit, even though we're a big destination, spot, and you can definitely, get a lot of business just doing destinations, but a lot of my weddings that I do are very like word of mouth. So I was wondering, like, do a lot of weddings that you do, are they a lot of friends or like family friends? Like, did you get your start like with word of mouth, or is everything by Google or like the Knot or something?
It took a while to catch on, but most are word of mouth now. Yes.
Okay.
Usually it's like I've shot with their cousin or their friend and
Hmm.
they just pass my information along.
Hmm.
What I like, what I do more so now is I'm getting like repeated clients. I've
Hmm.
shot with them while they were engaged and pregnant and now married. And so there's
Yeah.
a lot of that going on now, which is my absolute favorite.
Hmm.
And rarely, I think TikTok, TikTok really just has brought me a lot of clients as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
I honestly haven't really dove deep into like how much TikTok just help wedding photographers. I'm always like curious about that. So you would say like you've gotten most of your clients from it, or like half at least, or something?
Pretty much 90%.
Wow.
I think when it comes to weddings, more word of mouth. My portrait
Uh-huh.
work is 90% TikTok.
Nice. All
Mm-hmm.
right. That's good. Okay, so T7, T7i, T7 camera.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about like your editing now. So like when you got started, what program are you using? And then maybe what is your current workflow today?
Always have worked with Lightroom since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Done Lightroom. Again, a lot of people do like the Lightroom Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if I was just because I was a rookie at the time, but I just stuck with the regular Lightroom and I still do it to this day. I'm
Yeah.
just comfortable with it. Um, and my editing style, it's changed a lot. Before, I
Mm-hmm.
think I would just kind of, it took years to really experiment and find out what you actually like.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I finally found my style. Um, but what's different now is I have used some help with presets.
Yeah.
I bought a few presets from photographers. I don't use them exactly. I still change them around and edit
Mm-hmm.
them to my liking, but it's really nice to have like a base
Yeah.
instead of before where I would just start from the very beginning and then
Yeah.
just it saves you time, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So take me through, like, you get home from shooting maybe like an 8-hour wedding.
Mm-hmm.
What is your process like when you get home? Like start from like importing all the way to export.
Well, typically I like to give previews within 3 days from the
Mm-hmm.
event. So if I know in my head some shots that I really like throughout the day, I'll import those up to Lightroom,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just kind of go through. I don't upload them all. It'd just be too much. I'll just kind of like see throughout the day which ones I like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll pretty much always I'll have in my head exactly what I want to preview for them.
Yeah.
I like to preview 25 to 30 photos.
Mm-hmm.
So then, depending how busy I am at that time in my life, like I just did a wedding and my next day was fully available.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took about 2 hours to just select 25 to 30 photos, edited those, sent those over so that they can see.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I like to do them in batches so it doesn't all feel at once. I'll take
Yeah.
about 3 hours when I'm available to cull. I like
Mm-hmm.
to go through them, figure out what photos I don't want. And then once I have those all selected,
Mm-hmm.
I can get them edited. For me, for an 8 hour wedding, I'll select about 700 photos to deliver.
Nice.
Um, and again, I just will do it in batches. I could probably do it in 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just depends how much time I have at that time. But yeah, I'll take about 3 hours each time
Mm-hmm.
to do my editing process.
Nice.
Before, I
And
would just try to do it all at once, and it was too stressful.
nice. What is like your overall delivery timeline?
I say about 8 weeks, 6 to 8
8 weeks.
weeks.
Nice. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so you edit, use your preset, and then export, and then like where do you deliver through?
Pixie set.
Pixie set. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So next question will start to kind of turn into Polarr Next and everything like that. Have you ever considered, checking out like AI for culling or editing, anything like that?
Yes and no. I haven't considered AI because almost I was worried it would take away from the craft of it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, when it comes to AI cooling, and which I'm curious to see with Polarr Next, is it going to take some photos that maybe I would have kept? That's, I think, a concern of mine.
Yeah. Yeah. I could totally understand that. Okay. So great. I think maybe it's time to maybe switch it over and we'll jump into Polarr Next and then we can get your first impressions. So
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and switch our screens. Okay, so we are in the Polarr Next app right now, and you've already got all your photos loaded up with culling mode. Again, a great thing about Polarr Next is you've got culling and editing together in one platform. You don't have to leave it, so you can go back and forth. When
Yes.
you brought your project in, it went ahead and analyzed all your photos. So that's why at the bottom it's showing you have 280 keepers, and we'll talk about that. It's also grouped all your similar images. So that's why you're seeing the bottom film
Oh,
strip. And then that bottom film strip is showing you the groups. And then when you click that, like where your mouse is over, you have 28 photos in this group. So it just like makes things easier when you're going through and okay, this sequence, and then you can just select like the best out of that sequence. So
nice.
if you could just kind of click through these blue bubbles real quick, these tips
Yeah.
are really good, but for today, I'll be kind of running you through. So just hit next on all those little
Oh, yeah.
blue tip boxes. So on the left side, you have the options to show groups. That's all on by default, but you can turn it off if you want. I know you're kind of used to culling in Lightroom, but yeah. So we'll go through, and then at below that is the keepers. And so this is where I think you had that concern about the AI kind of tossing out images that you might want. So the good news is that Polarr Next won't delete anything. And even if you don't select an image to edit, as we go to the next editing photos portion, it's not going to move or delete them. And when we move to that editing portion, I'll show you where those photos are tucked away.
Okay.
So this was an engagement session?
Correct. Engagement session. Yes.
how many photos do you usually deliver from these engagements?
It can vary. I would say I'm a little giving.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do about 80 to maybe 120 sometimes. Just
Mm-hmm.
depends.
Nice.
I'd say between 65 and 120.
Nice. So like these areas, do you need a permit for them, or they're just like it's just open fields, just go wherever?
This costs, it's a state park.
Okay.
So it only costs like $10, I think. So
Wow.
it was nice. So on this day, it was free because it was MLK Day. So,
Wow.
yeah, I'll just go through and
I love the
select.
inclusion of was that beer? It was like their favorite drink or something?
Yeah, yeah. They like their, yeah, I was like, I like that. If they like have something that they both
Yeah, definitely.
like to do together. Well, we're saying we're gonna send it to All Day because they drink all days a lot. So
Okay.
say sponsor us.
Nice.
Um,
And they had an outfit change too?
yes, we did 2 outfits.
Nice. So as you've been going through, I know we're like kind of flying through it, but
Uh-huh.
the face close up view on the right side, is that
Yeah.
something that's like interesting or you feel like you would use as you would continue culling through with this?
Um, Possibly. I think maybe it just depends on the photo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would use it every time.
Yeah.
Um, it's nice for him in this case, only because he's not smiling as big. But I would say maybe it's just because I've never used it before, but I haven't really been looking at it.
Nice. And then one other thing, your experience right now, just kind of going image to image and selecting photos, has it been smooth? Like, have you experienced any like lag or
No,
delays or anything?
no lag at all.
Nice. Okay.
Just trying to get to 200 here.
Actually, you know what? I think we do have a good amount at 119,
109.
109, 109. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll do
Okay.
110.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're done here. Oh, I forgot to show you one little feature. Try go
Yeah.
back to an image that like maybe is a little dark to see, like maybe like hard
Yes.
to see their face. Okay, so like something like this. What you
Yeah.
can do is at the top, there's a little sun icon. Click and hold
Mm-hmm.
that.
Oh,
So we
nice.
have this feature where you can press
Yeah.
E or just click and hold it. So you can temporarily apply autofocus to an image just so that you can kind of see and then you can make a better judgment on whether that's an image you want to edit or not. So
Okay, I like that.
yeah, it's like little features that like you don't really have in, normal culling apps, but like something that we felt like, you know, our users could utilize and help them.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. Okay, we're ready. So go ahead and you're gonna go select edit photos in the top right.
All right.
And then you're
Red.
gonna select the filter. There you go. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a new style. So go ahead
Okay.
and hit continue and then advanced setup. Awesome. All right. So it's asking you to edit one photo because it seems like everything is pretty similar as far as lighting goes. So it's just asking you to edit one reference photo.
Okay.
And what it's done already is it's applied auto lighting and white balance already.
Yeah.
Um, if you want to turn that off, you can go into the settings in the bottom left. And then it's just a little toggle in editing, I believe. There you go. And then you can just toggle that off so that,
Perfect.
yeah, when you bring in
Yeah.
photos and yeah, you already know what you're looking for. when you were describing your style or talking about your editing style, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think the question flashed in my brain, but I don't think I asked it. But I was gonna ask, like, how would you describe it? Like, dark and moody, warm, cinematic. Like, what do you go for?
I go for like a filmy kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like super contrast. I like it a little soft.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always pull this down just because it makes it softer.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to bring the contrast down a little bit. Yeah, just kind of filmy, I'd say. And
Mm-hmm.
the presets that I typically use are like film style.
Okay. Do you add grain to it as well, or do you just keep it?
Yes, a
Okay.
little, like a little texture.
Okay. All
But
right.
lately I've been really liking editorial.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll just add a little color here. We can keep it like that. I'm just trying to see. Just trying to see everything that they have.
Yeah. It's just interesting watching you go through and just seeing if you feel like it's kind of a normal experience, like with what you're used to in Lightroom.
Right. Everything is pretty much the same way.
Nice.
I would say, how would I? Maybe it's right here. I'm just trying to look for where you could select blues specifically. Okay, here we
There
go.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to change my colors up. Yeah, we don't have to do it fully. So if you want, we can.
Nah, this is good.
We'll work with it. Well,
Nah, this is good. I love to see like if you're able to like get that same style achieved.
right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Cool. Yeah, it pretty much has everything
Mm-hmm.
that Lightroom does. So, and then I like to. Oh, not subject. Hmm.
What mask are you looking for?
Oh, that works way better. I was wanting to select just the mountain.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because the only thing it has like objects,
Mm-hmm.
but on Lightroom, the like
Oh
brush
yeah.
sucks. I hate the brush, but they do have the object, which makes it nice.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Like right away, you're just like, oh, I like the mask. Yeah, it does have the brush will have auto mask on. That sometimes trips me up because I'm like trying to brush in a dress or something, and it's got a lot of details. So the auto mask is
Right.
real clingy to like sharp edges. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to like brush in. You're like, hey, why is it not hitting other parts? Just turn that off, and then you can just paint over everything.
Okay.
But it did a good job catching those edges on the mountain.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How would I get out of it?
Oh, you click the menu where the circle is. That icon, sorry, on the right side, right above invert.
Oh,
There you go.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. And then, sorry, one last little thing. If you
Yeah.
open it back up, the masking menu,
Yeah.
another kind of quality of life thing, if you care about it, is when you hover over that brush mask, you should see a pencil kind of up by the name. There you go, like on the right side,
Yes.
and you can name them. So if you're working with tons of masks, then you can name it. And there you go.
Like
You know,
mountain.
yeah, you know what it is for. So,
Okay.
okay. So you'd
Cool.
say you're all set. You're ready to finish the
Yeah.
edit. Okay. So in the top right, you see that glowing blue circle. That's telling you to mark this as a reference. And basically references are what the AI trains itself on. So it's
Mm-hmm.
going to learn your style, and then it's going to apply the similar edits to all the rest of the photos. And then to like the real similar ones, it'll also carry over those masks as well. So I'm kind of curious like how many photos it will bring that mask over to. Yeah.
Oh, it'll bring the masks too.
Yeah. But yeah, again, it'll be like only the ones that are very similar. So
okay.
it tries not to over edit. So you're not like, what the heck?
Right.
Okay. So real quick, hit that 4 square icon at the top, and that'll bring up the grid view, and then kind of just check out and see if the edits look similar, like a consistent color and then consistent exposure. There you go. It might be a little laggy just because you're also streaming your desktop to me as well as using your camera. So I'm pretty sure like once we get off the call and then you edit more, it'll be more responsive and snappy.
Okay.
But so far from what you can see, like how's the edits coming out?
I'd say I don't like, you can see my mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like these just because they're so bright.
Mm-hmm.
So I would want those to change.
Mm-hmm.
But as for the other ones, I mean, they look just like the other one. So
yeah.
I like it.
What you can do is, even though it's processing right now, you don't have to wait. You can actually try jump to that first one of the bright ones you don't like. And then, click on that so you can zoom back out. Cool. There you go. And then go ahead and just get it to where you want it. Bring the brightness down, just dial it in to that look that you want.
Okay. Even with masking and stuff, or?
It doesn't look like it carried over masking.
Or I meant like, should it, like, is it okay if I add some masking here?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, and you can tell like on that masking menu, when there's something adjusted, you'll see like a little white dot to the next of it. And it'll tell you like, okay, something's been adjusted or changed.
Okay. It doesn't typically look like my editing style, but that's because
yeah, we didn't get that preset.
The presets. Oh, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, the different curve.
I was on the wrong curve. There we go.
Okay, yeah, getting those like crushed blacks in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like that better. So
okay, cool. All right, and then you did add a mask on, right? Was it the sky mask?
The sky mask, yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and you can press the M key, or you can hit that toggle once again in the top right, whichever is easier for you. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. And then on top of already what it's processing, it's going to, there you go, adjust
just for the ones that look similar.
Yep. And then
amazing.
Once it's done, definitely go over to the next and then see what it's added. There you go. Okay, so it doesn't look like it copied over that sky mask. So if you go back to that one right there, try add the sky mask in one more. Oh, there it is. Actually.
Yeah, it's in.
Perfect. Okay, cool. It might have, again, you're streaming your stuff, so taking a little bit longer. But yeah. How's that? Like, do these look a little bit better now?
Yeah, definitely.
And then one other thing I want to point out. So on your left side, underneath the presets, there's a history section. There you go. And you can follow that history section. It's like a paper trail. So you can start from the original, and then that first AI style is what it did the first time when you edited that one image. And then the next where it is currently is where it is now. So when you like continue to use this program, you can easily backtrack and see like, oh, the AI adjusted this. I don't like it. Let me go back a step. or something like that. You can easily do that. What else was on top of my head? Okay, it escaped me, but we can continue.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, and then as you're going from left to right editing, if you're fine with that, you're fine with those sequences, then go back to that like grid view and then look again. Where are those images that are the ones that you don't like or that aren't really consistent with the style and stuff, and then you can just jump right back into it.
Okay.
And continue editing.
Let's look at these ones. Those look good. I will say, I know you said it's not in here yet, because typically in Lightroom, I can remove something like this.
Yes.
But in here, there's not something for that right now, right?
You do have a healing tool. It's that Band-Aid at the top right there. Yeah. So you can use that to heal, but it's not generative. So it's just like the normal spot heal tool from Lightroom.
Or it just takes, yeah.
So like in that case, you can definitely, work on something and create a good healing path to make it look good. But I think it does enough to like get those little distractions out.
Yeah, especially with something like that.
And yeah, and I don't know if I demoed it before you, but like if you go back maybe 3 or 4 images, maybe to 113 there, try heal that sign out.
It's lagging, so I'm just trying to.
I know we are chugging through this. Thanks for being a trooper.
Of course.
Yeah, you can roughly get it to like where it's usable, I'd say.
Yeah, no one would notice. Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and hit M. Mark it as a reference again. And the AI also has the capability of copying over those healing paths that you just did. So we'll see if it has the ability. Notice down on the film strip as well, the one right next to it has a lock on it. That's because you touched on it before you did the previous. So if you unlock it, basically in the top right, there's a lock edit. You see where there's a toggle.
Oh, yeah, locked.
Yeah, if you unlock it, right under, there you go. On the right side, sorry, there's a blue toggle. Unlock it. There you go. The AI is gonna update it. Let's see if it copies over that healing. Oh yeah, it did.
Amazing.
There you go. So those 3 images right there, it copied over those healings. So the AI does have the ability to look for those specific similar images to apply that. And then not to worry you, like if it does update other images, it still might not apply that healing. So you don't have to worry about it over editing or applying the healing to something you don't want it to.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, so real quick, in the bottom right, there's a hidden eye icon. So this hidden eye icon, you can guess if you click it, it's going to show you all the images you didn't select during culling.
Gotcha.
So this is what's so great about this is that even if like, you realize, oh, I didn't select certain ones that I wanted, you can easily bring back to your visible working timeline. So the way you do that is let's choose that 138. If you right click it.
138?
Yeah, right next to the one that's currently selected.
Oh, sorry.
Right so right click that.
Right click.
Oh, some
like
options.
on the image?
Yeah, try that. Some options should pop up. Okay, try this. When you're selecting on it, hit Control H.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
we
you
go.
go. Or Command H for Mac. So it says unhide photo kind of towards the bottom. There you go. So you unhit it. The AI
Perfect.
immediately processes it and edits it so it's similar to your other images. And then if you go to the bottom right, unclick that hidden eye icon. Now you're focused on your visible timeline. And there it is. Because you didn't apply that red filter to it yet. But now it's on your active timeline. So
nice.
Yeah, really cool. You didn't have to do anything to like edit it or anything. It just,
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Sweet. Let me see. The goal of this video, we don't have to finish all the way through, but just to really highlight, the main function of this, as you go through, I can imagine you dialing in everything like that. It's just like getting used to not having to do like the control, select, sync. All you got to do is just press M, and then the AI will update all the similar images as you're moving down the timeline left to right.
That's cool.
What do you think? Aside from the lagginess from, having our Zoom call and stuff, like, how do you feel about the program?
I like it a lot. I have one question.
Yes.
Would there be a way, because yeah, sure, these are like all the same setting and everything. Is there a way to edit? Say I want this one just black and white or different than, because I will do that sometimes where it's like the same group of photos, but I want one black and white. Is there a way to do that without it affecting the other images?
Yeah. So like,
because it kind of automatically did that for the other ones.
Okay. Yeah. So what you can do is like, you can do it two ways. So this image, if you right click again, there's an option for you to create a virtual copy.
Okay.
So now you have a virtual copy of it, and then that copy can be the black and white. So now you have a color version, and now you have a black and white. So
we'll try it here.
Yeah. There you go. And once it's done processing, there you go.
Cool, and it won't affect the others.
Yeah, okay. and you can see like when you do something,
it's locked.
Yeah, when you do something on an image, it will automatically lock it. Meaning, like if you went to the image before, changed something, and then pressed M, it's gonna skip over that locked photo because it recognizes, okay, Kaitlyn did something specific here. I'm not gonna change it.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and then also, you didn't have to create a virtual copy if you didn't want to. You can always just turn the main image black and white as well, if you want to. It's just as long as you don't click that mark as a reference or press M, it won't update the similar ones.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I know. I wish we had more time to just like dive into all the features. And I'm sure you'll have more questions about it just because it is kind of a new flow. Because in the top right, you can see on the bar, it says Kate's Weddings at Gmail's style. So you can rename this to whatever this venue is. And this is something that I'll do, like, I'll say like, this is Olowalu Beach. And pretty much like every session that I do at Olowalu Beach, I can use this style for it. And then I also have a style that's like Aaron's 2024 current style. So that one has like over 1,000 reference trained from last year. And I use that mainly for my weddings. And then that just stays consistent. And then the cool thing, that's one thing to keep in mind when you delete photos, it deletes it forever. And that's kind of a janky thing about Google Chromium. We don't have the ability to send files to the recycle bin. We can either hide it or like delete it permanently.
So that's why it's like delete but hide.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So just be aware of that. We still have people like, when you call in here, maybe you accidentally took a picture of your foot or something. Those are definitely get rid of forever. So we didn't want that option. Just be aware of that. Okay. What else? Okay, so we can talk about export as well. So when you're done and you're ready to export, it looks like the AI is done processing everything. So you can, if you hit export, you should have the option. You can do all images in project, or if you want, you can like select and choose specific ones. And then you can choose your quality, your resolution. And then if you do need to take some images into Photoshop, you can select image type. And then you can choose PSD, which is the Photoshop file. Right. So now you have the ability to export in Photoshop and then do your generative stuff there. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Let's see. What else? Any other questions?
Not that I could think of. You answer them.
Okay.
Yeah. My honest opinion is I really like it.
Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Kaitlyn, thank you so much. We battled through some technical difficulties, but we were able to edit through a project. One more time, any other feedback or any other thoughts that came to your mind as we were kind of wrapping up there?
Not really. Yeah, it was easy to use, as you saw. It's pretty much like Lightroom, just everything's the same.
Nice.
Yeah, the only thing it doesn't have is just like the AI removing objects, but it still has the options to do so. Yeah, I liked it. I'll definitely be using it. Definitely.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, this video definitely giving you more of that raw first impression, but once you can really take it for a drive, test it out, see its limitations, then you can really get a good feel for it. And hopefully we can connect with you again in the future, because we've got some big updates coming out that we're really excited about. And we, again, would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on it. So
yeah, for sure. I would do that.
Awesome. Well, Kaitlyn, thank you so much for joining me today and just kind of sharing a little bit about your photography journey. We hope Polarr Next is something that you grow to love and can be useful in 2025, maybe totally transform your workflow and get some more edits done faster and quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can get you on again in the future, but thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. And it was great to see your work.
Great. Thanks for reaching out.
Okay. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
All right, that wraps up our conversation with Kaitlyn. If you would like to see more of her work, connect with her on Instagram. Her website and username are in the description below. If you're curious about Polarr Next and want to see how it could fit into your editing process, you can try it out completely free. No commitment, no credit card required. Plus, we'll give you 2,000 free export credits, which is a $100 value, so you can fully experience AI-powered culling and editing for yourself. Just hit the link in the description to get started. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our most recent video highlighting all of the updates and features we added to Polarr Next in 2024.